What's going on, people? So, there we go. That box is the one that we're talking about. Yeah. So, picked up some slides not too long ago. I was saying in some video, however long ago it was, that I have all these different like branded clothing, like Asics and Adidas, Nike, like shirts, pants, or whatever. So when I'm sitting around indoors, though, it would be nice to have some New Balance slides because, I have some New Balance clothes. And I asked the people, I was like, hey people, any suggestions? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. But that's largely because I don't really get a lot of views on a lot of things, so it probably just fell on not deaf ears, but like no ears. You know what I'm saying? So either way, I found some, and then I waited out a price drop because I always wait out the price drops on stuff like this. And now it's something to talk about, right? There's the pause there. You'll understand why in a bit. So let's go ahead and knock this thing out, shall we? This is the New Balance Fresh Foam MRSHN slide in the Bright something or other colorway. I read that thing right off the website a little before sitting down here, and I honestly cannot remember what that color was. It's Bright something. Is it on the box? I'm not seeing it. Yeah, that says Bright also, and that's also cut off. Wait, no, it's not. Lapis. Maybe that's why I didn't remember it, because I don't know what lapis means. Does anybody out there know what lapis means? I don't know, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and knock this thing out, hopefully quickly. Down there across the bottom, what you're looking at is basically a whole bunch of foam in various colors, right? So it's a nice little gradient type action going on down there, which I am a fan of. Now, as we look up here to the midsole type of, well, mostly just the side or whatever, it's basically all foam, you know what I'm saying? But again, a slight variation of colors depending on where you look on the shoe, or slide, or sandal, whatever you want to call it. And now, giving you two more pictures or whatever to kind of give you basically everything you already know, but just, I guess, reaffirming what you already know, in that this is just a whole bunch of foam with 3 different colors on it, right? So there's not a whole lot to really take in or whatever, but it's easier for me to show you pictures than for me to describe things sometimes, right? So there is that piece of it. Now, moving along and getting on into things, right? So I pulled these out because to me, it's a very similar build. And what's weird is like I'm doing like all new shoes for the month, right? Because I have a lot of stuff that has been unworn for various reasons, mostly like not getting to the reviews. And so I was thinking earlier, oh, I need to get these out so I can start wearing some slides and stuff. It'll be good to wear some new slides for the month, right? And then I remember these, like that I completely forgot about when I was wondering, like, these are something, they kind of remind me of something else. And it was this right here. So I had to dig these out of a box. I don't think they've seen the light of day since the review, honestly. So I'll probably do some sort of like walking around comparison at some point through the coming weeks just to kind of get some thoughts together. But I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you it again, they feel pretty similar, honestly. And as you can see, they have a pretty similar build too, right? There's nothing going on here that is really surprising in any way at all. So I'll get you some pictures though real quick, and then we can move on to like the personal thoughts piece. Because again, these are mildly new. So down here on this side, you can kind of see it's just like deep in there. It's got these little grooves and stuff. It's like I don't know, kind of like little holes in a way, but not like all the way through. And that's going to be on both sides, so you have that happening. And then as you look down here, like on the part where your toes would be, you got this thing that almost looks like braille or whatever because it's got these little raised up bumps. And even down here on the inside, you have a similar sort of approach, which is kind of like what you saw on the bottom, but this time again, like you have these little raised up bumps and such, right? So there is that for you. And then a little bit of branding down there in the back, because why not? And I just noticed something down there on the bottom. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's a men's 10, women's 12. In case you're wondering about some size discrepancies and such. That's what that is down there. So I think past that, we can really move on. So yeah, I'll just with some personal thoughts and then we'll do some sizing stuff. Personally, I think these are pretty all right. I mean, I like brightly colored things, so there's that piece of it. And I needed some new slides, so there's that, right? And I waited for these to go on a price drop because I forget what the regular retail was, but for some reason like 60 to 70 comes to mind, which is kind of a lot, at least to me or whatever. but End put them on sale for somewhere around like 30 or whatever. And I was like, well, this seems fair. Let's do them now and see how this whole thing works out. Because worst case scenario, they're probably just like not as comfortable as I'd like them to be, but they'll probably still be fine. More on that soon. So now, also looking at these though, how do they look compared to what I saw online? Exactly the same. So if you see another pair of these, I don't think I've even seen another pair of these, but if you happen to see a pair out there in a different color that you like or whatever, you'll probably get something that's very close to what you see in the pictures, assuming they're like professional pictures or whatever, not just some dude on eBay or whatever, because then who knows what you're going to end up with. But these right here, so far, to me, they're working out all right, and that's just from like an unboxing and looking at them kind of standpoint, right? But you do got to question the sizing and the comfort of them to know if they're truly worth your time, because the visual component is not always enough to warrant a purchase, right? Sometimes it is. I mean, we've all been there. But sometimes if you knew what you're really getting into, you'd probably just do without. So let's go ahead and move on past this nonsense. We'll talk about some sizing and whatnot. Then we'll get into some things. Well, actually, we won't. I'll get into something else because I'll be having another video to do. That's how that's going to work. So yeah. Sizing wise, that's where we are now. I bought these in, well, what I thought was going to be a size 9. Because I have a size 9.5 foot, so usually size 9 slides is what works for me, right? And there was a little bit of an issue with the way they did the sizing on the website, sure, but there was also a part on my end where I was thinking that a size 9 of this would work out for me. But it ends up being that the size 9 UK is a size 10 US when it comes to these New Balance slides. The issue, like I said on my part, being a size 9 Yeezy slide in the UK is a size 9 Yeezy slide in the US. A size 9 Air Max 90 slide in the UK is a size 10 Air Max 90 slide in the US. See how that goes? Yeah, so a little bit of an issue. How do you fix that? You buy another pair and then you give this pair to your dad or to your brother. That's what we're doing. So it's not all for nothing, right? It'll work out in the end. But this pair right here, I will say, even though it fits a little bit bigger because it fits like a 10 instead of a 9, there is a bit of extra room and you'll see that in the video. I don't care for it, but it works, right? I could wear this and be fine with it. It's not going to be a huge issue. I'm just stressing to you to pay attention to the whole sizing piece. Now, as far as wearing these goes, right, comfort and stuff, that's the thing that really matters because most people can figure out the size part there. Now, I'm walking around in these a little bit here during the day, like before this video, and I feel like I actually like these a fair amount. I think they'll kind of adjust to your feet a little bit under there, you know, as far as like the actual conforming and all that good stuff. But even right out of the box, I'm cool with them, right? And they do remind me of the feel of the Yeezy slide, which is why I brought those out. So if you liked those, you know, you might like these as well. But I'm just wondering if you'll be able to find these in any kind of color whatsoever other than this one, because so far this is the only one that I've seen. Have I looked? No, I haven't. But sometimes you don't have to look to see stuff, right? It's just like everywhere. And this, nowhere. So maybe that's a telling thing in itself. I don't know. But there you go. Do with that information whatever you want to. The video's over, so now we can part ways. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. What's next for me? Oh yeah, talking about some shoes that I wore last week. It's new shoe month, right? So there's that. These, I dug these out. Completely forgot I had these. These cork Adidas slides. Yeah, way better than the first cork Adidas slides I bought. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then talk about some wrestling things. Later, people.